What if everything you were taught about human history is wrong? What if the rise of civilization didn't begin with the Egyptians or the Sumerians, but thousands of years earlier, in a forgotten age? Hidden in the dry hills of Turkey lies a place so old, so impossible, that it has shattered everything we thought we knew about our past. This is not a myth. It's real. And its name is Göbekli Tepe, a 12,000-year-old mystery that should not exist. The discovery. In 1994, a Kurdish shepherd was walking through the barren hills of southeastern Turkey. His sheep grazed lazily, but his eyes caught something unusual: a stone sticking out of the ground, carved into an unusual shape. He didn't know it then, but he had just stumbled upon the most extraordinary archaeological discovery of the century. When German archaeologist Klaus Schmidt arrived to investigate, he immediately knew this was no ordinary ruin. What he uncovered would rewrite history itself. The impossible age. Göbekli Tepe dates back to around 10,000 BCE. Let that sink in. That's 7,000 years before the pyramids of Egypt. 6,000 years before Stonehenge. According to mainstream history, humans at that time were supposed to be primitive hunter-gatherers, living in caves, chasing animals, and barely surviving. But here at Göbekli Tepe, those so-called primitive humans carved massive T-shaped pillars weighing up to 20 tons each. They arranged them in giant circles, aligned with the stars. They decorated them with intricate carvings of animals: lions, vultures, snakes, scorpions. This was not the work of cavemen. This was the work of something far more advanced. The mystery of construction. How did they move stones heavier than cars, without wheels, without beasts of burden, without metal tools? How did they carve perfect shapes and align them with cosmic precision? No one has an answer. Mainstream archaeologists call it the first temple of mankind. But others whisper something else: that Göbekli Tepe is evidence of a forgotten civilization, one wiped out by cataclysm, erased from memory, yet leaving behind whispers in stone. The strange burial. And here's the most baffling part: around 8,000 BCE, the people of Göbekli Tepe buried it. Yes, they intentionally covered the entire site with dirt and stone. Why would anyone bury such a masterpiece? Was it to protect it from something? Or to hide it from future generations? Some believe the builders knew something catastrophic was coming. Others suggest they wanted to preserve their knowledge, waiting for a time when humanity would rediscover it. Connection to the stars. Researchers have noticed something extraordinary. Many of Göbekli Tepe's pillars are aligned with star constellations. One carving appears to map the night sky around 10,950 BCE, the exact time of a massive cosmic event, when a comet is believed to have struck the Earth, ending the Ice Age. Could Göbekli Tepe be a warning? A message carved in stone, telling future generations: this happened before. It can happen again. The carvings. The carvings themselves are haunting. Foxes, vultures, boars, snakes, and abstract symbols. One pillar even shows a headless human, as if warning of death or sacrifice. But the strangest is the so-called vulture stone, which some believe encodes the story of a comet impact that wiped out an advanced civilization. Is Göbekli Tepe just a temple, or a time capsule? Theories of origin. So who built Göbekli Tepe? Mainstream historians say it was simple hunter-gatherers who came together for spiritual rituals. But critics argue, how could primitive tribes, without farming or writing, create something this sophisticated? Graham Hancock and other alternative historians suggest that survivors of a lost civilization, perhaps Atlantis itself, passed down their knowledge here. Others whisper even stranger theories: that Göbekli Tepe's knowledge came from beings not of this earth. The global connection. Here's where it gets stranger. The style of Göbekli Tepe's pillars. looks eerily similar to other ancient sites thousands of miles away. From Peru to Easter Island, from Egypt to Mesopotamia, we see the same obsession with massive stones, celestial alignments, and sacred animals. Were these cultures connected by some forgotten global civilization? Or did they all inherit fragments of the same ancient knowledge? Why it shouldn't exist. Göbekli Tepe destroys the timeline we've been taught. It tells us that advanced culture existed before agriculture, before cities, before writing. It's as if human civilization started at the top, with knowledge of the stars, sacred architecture, and cosmic warnings, and then fell into darkness, only to rise again thousands of years later with the Egyptians, Sumerians, and Mayans. Could it be that history is not a straight line of progress, but a cycle of rise and fall? The forbidden question. And this is why Göbekli Tepe is so unsettling. If this site is real, and it is, then what else have we lost? What other truths lie buried under our feet? And why does mainstream history resist the idea of an advanced prehistoric civilization? Perhaps because acknowledging it would mean rewriting the very foundations of human history. Göbekli Tepe is more than ruins. It's a doorway into a forgotten chapter of humanity, a chapter that suggests we are far older, far more advanced, and far more mysterious than we ever imagined. So the next time you hear that human civilization began 5,000 years ago, remember Göbekli Tepe, because standing on those ancient stones, one truth becomes clear. Our story is not what we think it is. If this mystery shook you, wait until you see what's buried beneath the Sphinx. Subscribe to Chrono Enigma, where history's forbidden secrets are revealed, because the past is not as distant as you think.